was last seen at approximately 9:30 p.m. on July the 15th, 1981, near Richmond Terrace and Park Avenue in the New York City borough of Staten Island. Her mother sent her to the Port Richmond deli 2 blocks away to purchase a bar of Ivory soap, and she was last seen buying it. She was wearing a beige bathing suit, blue shorts, and beige and brown sandals. She never returned home and has never been heard from again. A month after Holly's disappearance, her mother, Holly Sederholm, received a phone call from a man who identified himself as Sal. Sal told Sederholm he was holding the child captive and demanded that Sederholm meet him and perform sex acts on him in exchange for Holly's safe return. Sederholm went with detectives to meet Sal at Penn Station in New York City, but he never showed up. She stated that she never believed Sal really had Holly. By the time that this happened, she thought Holly was already dead. Holly's parents have criticized the police for allegedly botching their investigation into the child's disappearance. They disregarded many witnesses who said they saw Holly because the witnesses had criminal records. Holly's half-brother is now a New York City police detective, and investigators deny any misconduct in Holly's case. Her family described her as a streetwise little girl who could take care of herself. Andre Rand, whose birth name is Frank Rashan, a mentally incompetent convicted child sex offender from New York, was charged with first-degree kidnapping in connection with Holly's disappearance in 2001. He was convicted of kidnapping Holly in 2004 of October. He was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Rand was never charged with the child's murder due to the lack of evidence. Where photos of him are posted with this video. Authorities determined that Rand's aunt lived in the same Port Richmond apartment building where Holly's family resided in 1981. Officials searched the yard of Rand's former Verland Street residence in Staten Island in January 2002, but evidence related to Holly's case was not located. Authorities questioned Rand and searched his vehicle shortly after Holly disappeared, but he was not charged in her case until 20 years later. Officers and inmates at the prison where Rand is currently incarcerated testified regarding conversations in which he allegedly bragged about his pedophilic exploits. He reportedly confessed Holly's murder to an inmate and compared himself to the serial killer of Ted Bundy. Sederholm identified Rand's voice as the same voice she heard during the extortion phone call. Witnesses testified that they saw Rand's green Volkswagen circling the area of the store where Holly disappeared in 1981. Some say they even saw Holly in Rand's car. He admitted to playing hide-and-seek game with Holly on the day of her disappearance, but to giving her money to buy soap because she was dirty, but says he left her before she disappeared. Rand's attorneys maintain that their client is innocent and that the witnesses who claim to have seen Holly in his car are lying or mistaken. His lawyers attempted to throw suspicion on the child's family. Prior to her disappearance, Holly had been the subject of a custody dispute between her parents and had been taken both by them at one time or another. Both of her parents had been ruled out as suspects in her 1981 disappearance. Rand maintains that he is innocent of all crimes suspected of him, and Holly has never actually been found. Holly Ann Hughes, a white female, was born on January the 23rd, 1974, and was 7 years of age when she went missing. She was 4 feet tall and weighed approximately 50 pounds, with brown hair to her shoulders and blue eyes. Holly has red marks on the back of her neckline at the base of her hair. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact the New York Police Department at 646-610-6914, or if you wish to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers.